What are your actual requirements when buying a 3D printer? No vibes, not maybe I'll need this someday. Actual requirements. I ask because the Elegoo Centauri 2 is probably going to be overlooked by most. It is not enclosed, it is not flashy, it's missing a bunch of parts from the Centauri Carbon 2. And that might be exactly why it makes sense. If your real requirement is, I mostly print PLA PETG TPU, and want a 256mm CoreXY that doesn't cost a fortune, this might be something to look at. Let's talk. The Centauri 2 is an open frame version of Elegoo's Centauri Carbon 2. Elegoo asked if I wanted one to play with. I said sure, and they sent it over. No money exchanged hands for this. Elegoo didn't ask for anything in return, and you're seeing it when they do. Compared to the CC2, the C2 loses the enclosure parts, lighting, camera, auxiliary fan, exhaust fan, and filter, and the combo top hat. But the parts that matter most for printing are still here: the frame, bed, hot end, motion system, screen, and canvas, if you buy the combo. Elegoo sees this printer as a more reliable option compared to bed slingers and a good fit for print farms, specifically, again, if you print PLA, PETG, and TPU. If you need to print ASA, ABS, nylon, or need your filament spools enclosed, this is not the printer I'd point you toward, and Elegoo isn't really positioning it that way. That's why I started this video asking about requirements. Most of what I print is PLA. Most of those parts fit inside 256 cubed, and I'm guessing a lot of people are in the same boat. This is still a single nozzle multi-filament printer. If you are often printing multicolor, there are better options out there that will waste much less filament and time, and I'd suggest you buy one of those. But canvas is more than adequate for applying a label in a different color, using up old spools of filament for parts that you don't really care what they look like, and it's nice to have filament management even when you're not doing multicolor or multi-material. I've spent just over 50 hours printing on this machine to make sure there were no surprises compared to the Centauri Carbon 2, and this gave me an excuse to try some filaments I've been interested in. For normal PLA, I used some Danson 3D filament I bought myself, and most of it printed well, though one yellow spool had an oversized section that caused a clog. That's not really a printer issue, but just thought I would mention it, and I hope that he comes out with more filament as time goes on. BQ also sent over their PLA Aura Silk for me to try. Same deal, no payment, no input, and they're seeing this when you are. This is where boring hardware is nice. The printer gets out of your way, and the filament gets to steal the show. If you want the really glossy look, slow it down. The ice blue especially has that almost wet silk finish when the light hits it. BQ's Aura Silk is exactly the kind of filament that makes you print dumb, shiny objects just because the material looks cool. If you're looking for a very shiny, silky PLA, this is worth checking out. PLA was fine. The next questions, PETG and TPU. I ran some old Prushiment PETG, printed the Make Good test model, and then printed a TPU 95A strap by bypassing canvas and feeding TPU directly. Elegoo recommends their flexible filament adapter, but I didn't use it. I find it more of a pain than it's worth, and TPU printed without issue once you do that. You just have to bypass canvas, so you unplug it, It works, it's not as nice as it could be. I applied for Make Good, sent them my test models, which passed. My application was approved. Let me know if you'd like to see a video on building one of those toddler mobility trainers. I think it's a pretty cool idea. PETG-CF carbon fiber was also drama-free. Load filament, pick the profile in Elegoo slicer, slice, print, done. Then I swapped to a 0.8 nozzle, scaled the benchy as large as I could fit, and used up a bunch of almost empty spools. A day and a half later, big benchy. One issue I ran into that I haven't encountered on my CC2s, this unit couldn't connect to Elegoo's cloud service, which also means it couldn't check for firmware updates. Local network printing still worked fine, and that's what I use. I exported the logs from the machine, and from what I can tell, it's using an old certificate for Elegoo's cloud endpoint. I reported this to Elegoo, and I don't know if this is a pre-retail unit or a retail unit, maybe something you will see or not, but this is exactly why open access matters. This is why I harp on open source and open access so much. If I could have logged into this machine, I could have fixed this in about 30 seconds. The spool holders are slightly different from the CC2 and pop off a little easier than I'd like. Without side panels, a door, or a lid, this printer is loud, just like the Centauri Carbon 2.
It's pretty loud.
I measured about 65 dBA from a foot away and about 58 dBA at my desk 6 feet away. I would not want this running in the same room with me. Most of it is fan noise, but the motion system is no longer boxed in either. Elegoo still hasn't changed the design of the cable going into the tool head. It hasn't failed on any of my Centauri Carbons or knots, but the bend still looks tighter than I'd like, so it's something I'll be watching long term. I was not sent any of the upgrade kits Elegoo clearly has planned for this. You can see in the menus the ability to install/activate the light kit, the aux fan, the exhaust fan, and the camera. I don't know what pricing or availability will look like for any of this, so I'd recommend you not take this into consideration when thinking about buying this machine. I'm fine with losing most of the CC2 extras if this is just a PLA PETG TPU machine. The two I miss are the camera and lights. On a filament printer, a loose part can waste material or even damage the machine. And because this is open frame, drafts are more of a concern. Not a deal breaker, but I do wish those were included. Overall, this printer is boring, and that's a good thing. I can always use another PLA printing powerhouse, and I'm confident that's exactly what this will become for my business. Now on to pricing. I don't think the real question is, should you buy this instead of the Centauri Carbon 2? I think the real question is, what does $279 to $329 buy you compared to the rest of the open frame market? But first, here in the US on June 28th, the CC2 without canvas is selling for $339 and with canvas for $379. The Centauri 2 without canvas is launching at $279 and with canvas at $329. Against the current market, Elegoo's positioning makes sense. The C2 without canvas lands at the same price as a standalone Bambu Lab A1, but gives you CoreXY motion instead of a bed slinger. The C2 combo comes in under the A1 combo and under FlashForge's 85X. Cheaper bed slingers exist, but then you're buying a cheaper bed slinger. That may be fine, but it's a different category. Anycubic has options around this space too, but the comparisons get messy because some are bed slingers and some are built around different multi-filament systems. And yes, the Prusa Mark 4S exists, but at $639 as a kit, I don't think that's the same buyer looking at this machine. Prices will all shift and fluctuate, and I don't know what Elegoo is planning after the launch sale ends, but I think they've done a good job positioning this in the market. I thought this was just a cheaper stripped down Centauri Carbon 2, but after using it, it's really a test of whether you know what you actually need. If that list is mostly PLA, PETG, TPU, and functional parts, the Centauri 2 makes a lot of sense. It's boring, but boring is exactly what I want from a printer I'm going to depend on. Is saving $50 or $60 worth giving up the enclosure, camera, lights, and fans? Let me know what you think in the comments below or over on the Tuba Makes Discord. Links and affiliate links to products and brands featured in today's video will be down below. If you like this video, hit that like button, and if you want to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you next time. Goodbye!